last, I looked for some comfort in a latte, one of my last remaining treats. A Starbucks store now occupied the corner of Lexington and 78th, where during my childhood there had been a pastry shop. In my depressed days, I did not notice the sign in front reading, "Hiring Open House," not that it was the kind of sign that I would have noticed anyway. Later I was to learn that Starbucks has hiring events at different stores every week or so in New York. Managers from other stores in the area come in to interview prospective employees. Looking back now, I realized that the good fortune that had left my life returned the moment I chose to step into the store at the corner of 78th Street. Still in my own cocoon of self-pity and nostalgia about lost fortune and family, I ordered my latte and made my way over to a small table. I sat down and did not look at anyone nearby. Staring into my interior space, I tried to make sense of a life that seemed to have completely gotten away from me. "Would you like a job?" I was startled out of my reverie. The speaker sat at the table right next to mine, shuffling some papers with professional dispatch. She was an attractive young African-American woman wearing a Starbucks uniform. I had not even looked at her before, but now I noticed she was wearing a silver bracelet and a fancy watch. She seemed so secure and confident. I was struck numb. I wasn't used to interacting with anyone in Starbucks. For the last few months I had been frequenting many Starbucks stores around in the city, not as places to relax or chat, but as offices where I could call prospective clients, although none were now answering my calls. My little consulting company was rapidly going downhill. Marketing and advertising is a young man's business, and at 63 I had found that my efforts were met with a deafening silence. "A job," the woman repeated again, smiling as if I hadn't heard her. "Would you like one?" Was I that transparent? Despite my pinstriped Brooks Brothers suit and Master of the Universe manner, I had my cell phone resting on top of my expensive leather T. Anthony briefcase as if expecting an important call. Could she see that I was really one of life's losers? Did I, a former creative director of J. Walter Thompson Company, the largest advertising agency in the world, want a job at Starbucks? For one of the few times in my life, I could not think of a polite lie or any answer but the truth. "Yes," I said without thinking, "I would like a job." I'd never had to seek a job before. After commencement at Yale in 1963, I'd gotten a call from James Henry Brewster IV, a friend of mine in Skull and Bones. "Gates," he said assertively, "I'm setting you up at J. Walter Thompson." Jim was working for Pan Am Airways, the largest airline in the world at the time, and a major client of J. Walter Thompson's, the advertising firm known as JWT in the business. The two of us had a good time together at college. Wouldn't it be a gas to work together now? Jim set up the interview. When I went in to meet the people at JWT, I was confident of my chances. Not only did I have the in through Jim, but the owner of JWT, Stanley Reeser, was another Yale man. His son Stanley Reeser, Jr., had roomed with an uncle of mine at Yale. I had visited the Reeser family at their 2,000-acre ranch out at Jackson Hole just the summer before. These connections proved invaluable. Advertising was regarded as a glamorous profession. Television commercials had just taken off and become humorous and interesting. Lots of people wanted to get into a business in which you could make plenty of money but also have a creative edge. JWT's training program was regarded as the best in the business, and it hired only 1 or 2 copywriters a year. I was one of those hires. It had been love at first sight. All I had to do was talk and write, skills that came naturally to me, and they paid me amazingly well for it. I was good at my job, and the clients appreciated my creative ideas. I also found that I enjoyed making presentations.